Всем доброго времени суток, с вами Kerrgan, я продолжаю проходить Age Inquisition. Я отправляюсь, пока грузится, говорить с Блэквеллом и Быком. Узнаем, шо они, кто они, с кем они. Бык ничего так, между прочим. Блэквелла что-то подозреваешь, он какой-то мутный. Он наверняка будет ныть, а? Не может быть пиратской игры без ноющего мужика. Я думаю, что это либо Кайлен, но если надо роман какой-нибудь мутить, либо это Блэквелл. Бык не из таких. Это видно. Дориан тоже не из таких. Я, в принципе, его подбирал уже в партию. Он достаточно приятный, такой веселый молодой человек. Игра. Почему такие долгие загрузки? Сейчас мне окажется, что у меня 3-часовых, блин, серии, да? Итак, ищем быка. Железный бык. Ну вот как раз он рядом. Крем. Крем. Привет, Крем. Как нам использовать? Расскажи о быках.
Can we talk about the bull's chargers? Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
У этого мужика очень странный голос. Это не то женщина, то мужчина.
Do the chargers specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint? Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Что интересно расскажешь?
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
У вас есть правила?
I assume the chargers observe the standard etiquette.
Absolutely. Clean record and cleared to take jobs in any country you can name. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colours. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
Ну, пока.
We'll talk later.
Подожди, мужик. Нет, ты не хочешь со мной говорить? Ну и катись, колбаска, я пойду говорить с твоим шефом. Здрасте. Да. Как ты понял, что он храмовник?
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. K'nari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templars doing good work.
Хочешь помочь?
You sound like you want to head down there and give the troops some pointers.
Nah, I'm no good at command unless I know who my guys are sleeping with and what they like to drink. Inquisition's already too large for that. The chargers are big enough for me. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Кассандра.
Cassandra's been the driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Hasra. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, or the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions, and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't. But it could.
Давай еще поговорим. Да. Блин, как с ним поговорить?
How's it going?
Ну, давай поговорим. Расскажи про свой отряд.
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasra.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
Перевоспитатели.
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like.
А, пыточники. Слышала.
My parents told me stories about what the re-educators did.
Yes, you were lucky your parents got away. The weak minds get bent into the right shape. Strong minds like yours, they'd have given you a poison called Kamek. You'd have been a polite, happy laborer for the rest of your life. And you'd have had a handler to help you eat and make sure you didn't crap your pants.
Это все как не про тебя, да?
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal-Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
Интересно.
You seem like the type who enjoys a good fight.
There's a good fight, and there's finding out who put rat poison in the bread and killed a bunch of children. I hunted down a lot of rebels, lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Tal-Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
Даже знаешь, что они делают?
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Tal-Vashath, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
I'm glad
Почему
you're
нет?
here, Bull.
Me too.
If you ever need to talk more about all this, let me know.
Nah, it was a long time ago. Thanks, though.
Будем приставать ко всем. Хира, убери.
Can I help you?
А почему железный бык?
So how did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. You know how it is. Even growing up Tal-Vashath, your parents had to tell you about some of it, right? No names. I figure your parents chose yours the same way. Nice going on a Dar, by the way. Weapon. I like that.
But why specifically Iron Bull?
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things. Also, it's
А в дерево ты чешешься?
Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction. That really works for me.
Пока.
See you later, Bull.
See ya. Can I help you?
Давай покорим кунари.
There are few here who know what it means to be Kunari.
You're not Kanari. You're Tal-Vashath. World of difference.
Знаешь, я этим горжусь.
My parents raised me to be free. I'm grateful to them.
Fine. Their call. You didn't turn into a murdering bandit, so I guess we're fine. You want to know anything about the Kanari? Since we're talking about it.
Чем провинились талвазготы?
What's your problem with Tal-Vashath?
As Ben Hasrath, my job back home was keeping the peace, helping people live by the Qum. Talvasha turned their back on all that, decided they'd rather live like savages. The Qun is not perfect, but at least there's some sense to it.
Мои родители не дикари.
My parents weren't like that. They lived peacefully and raised me as well as any human parents could.
Well, good. They aren't the kind of Talvasha I've got a problem with then. Look, if you're worried I'm going to attack you, don't be. I had a lifetime of fighting Talvasha. You're not the kind I hate.
Что значит кунари?
The word kunari. Does it mean what we are, the race? Or is it anyone who follows the Qun?
Depends on who you ask. Are you Kanari or Talvasha? The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Kanari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
Кто был Дакун?
What about Kunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Koseth, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Koseth were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
Расскажи, как вы росли.
What's it like growing up under the Qun?
The Tamasrans raised us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
Ты, наверное, гордился?
That must have been a good day for you.
Yes, it's like being a block of stone with a sculptor working on you. One day, the last of the crap gets knocked off, and you can see your real shape.
Все не так
What
просто.
you're supposed to be. That's a good day.
А вы что, не женитесь?
I heard there's no marriage among the Kunari.
Yeah, that's true. Kanari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Kunari don't have sex?
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Что, правда?
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day. Leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
Ну, то есть ты... Я бы
So,
провокативно
you've never
букву.
really made love. Connected with someone in both body and soul.
I don't know. One time they used this thing called the Sato Nerapan. It's a leather-wrapped rod on a harness. That wasn't really my soul. Also, there were more than two people.
Система управления
How do the Kunari rule
перейдем от
themselves?
высоких фиг к более повседневным.
We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Kanari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Kanari safe from outside threats.
И что, не срутся?
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Kanari, the Ben Hasrat set you straight, or kill you.
Давай про
How is
жизнь.
everyday life different for Kunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Valroyo gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Q. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
Только булочница не свободна.
It can't be exactly the same. The Kunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Valroyo has?
Но она может все бросить и
Life
уехать.
isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale? Same crap in Valroyo. People are just people.
Думаешь, что если Оршова
Do you
стать
ever think
стрелку?
about what would happen if the Kunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Can you imagine Solus trying his fade dreaming under the cube? Or Vivian doing her political bullshit? Both Sarah and Varric would mouth off until they ended up re-educated, drugged until their minds broke.
Вот видишь?
So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
Ну, ты боишься этих мыслей, да?
See you later, Paul.
Боится.
See ya.
Так, у меня есть что с тобой какие-нибудь темы для моего
How's it
употребления? Нет? Пока.
See you later, Paul.
See ya.
Пойдем искать этого Блэквелла. Привет, Блэквелл. Подождешь, я тут немножко пошарюсь. Пошароёблюсь. Кровати! Как так? Я забыла попрогать кровать в прошлой серии. У тебя есть что-нибудь новое? Можешь
Can you
экипировку?
help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of it.
Бык такой
Can't
стоит.
slap a new
Почему у него
elf
глаза
sword in
как
the
у
face.
нашкодившего щенка?
Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Ну, пока.
Goodbye.
Right.
Почему у тебя глаза как у нашкодившего щенка?
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
Хочешь, пойдем посмотрим?
It's right there. We could take a trip if you're that curious.
I'm gonna have to decline. At least until I learn more about it. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human?
Yes.
Хотя бы честно.
Being up front is better than Oxman.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
Я мира хочу. Я хочу
Want to
дальше
help stop the
наемничать.
war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Купить, продать. Нега. Мужик, подожди. Стоямба. Куда убежал? Мы еще не
I've heard
закончили
rumours
говорить.
of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Не, я тебя романтить не хочу. Расскажи о серых странах.
Talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
The wardens? I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Чем вы занимаетесь?
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Что делал во время мора?
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own, like always. Quietly killed my fair share of darkspawn too.
Почему сам все?
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
Just what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man.
И вот ни хрена ко мне
Besides,
духом
I've
приходил
always
там.
been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Куда делись стражи?
So you have no idea where the rest of the Wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue
ладно.
this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me. At your service.
Поговорим о тебе.
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Откуда ты?
Your name Blackwall doesn't sound Orlesian. Marcher then? Ferelden?
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham. That was a long time ago. Another life.
У тебя есть
I hear
тайны.
that many wardens were once criminals.
You're right. And when you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
Я ведь не всегда был стражем.
What did you
Кем
do
был?
before you became a warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of fighting other men's wars,
So you became a warden.
more or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered.
А, ты как Алистер,
Life
только
I led
старый.
before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away,
Как стал стражем?
Why did you join the wardens?
because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect.
Как хорошо, что он не встретил моих стражей.
There are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
А, never mind.
Continue this discussion at another time.
Very well. I'm here.
Что расскажешь про Инквизицию?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more. More men. Better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men. Soldiers.
В войнах выезжать по-разному.
Brute force is not always the answer. There are plenty of other paths to victory.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared. One thing I will say about your men. They're passionate. Devoted. You inspire them. Build on that foundation. And you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
Что думаешь о войне?
What do you think about all this trouble between the mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
Что думаешь о
What
убежище?
do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield. Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
Что думаешь о соратниках?
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
Как тебе наши соратники?
You must have some feelings about our friends.
I fear for Cassandra sometimes. The way she throws herself into battle. I've never known a warrior like her.
Что насчет нашего дела?
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
Что еще думаешь о советниках?
What do you think of my advisors?
Cullen. He's got the look of a man who's been through too much. He's seen the best and the worst of humanity, and I think he still struggles with where that leaves him. Still, I trust him to watch my back.
Что еще про них думаешь?
What do you think of my advisors?
Liliana seems nice, also a little frightening, but mostly nice.
Она шпионка про... Ты ее боишься.
Does Liliana frighten you? Has she said anything to you?
No, she hasn't said anything. I'd just rather not offend her. I don't want to wake up with a blade in my kidneys if I can help it.
Ну, она стрелы скорее пускает. Что думаешь о соратниках?
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Last time we dined, Sarah put away 12 potatoes, an entire roast duck.
Ого! Вот это аппетит!
I'm not sure where any of it goes.
Давай все
You
проходим.
must have some feelings about our friends.
Talked with Solus the other day. That man knows all there is
Он
to know about
сплетник!
everything.
Охренеть. Еще что-нибудь?
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Don't play Diamondback with Solus. You've been warned. Taught him the game last night. He turned around and beat me at it. Lost everything. Had to walk back to my quarters with only a bucket for my bits.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Sarah doesn't know who she is or what she wants. And doesn't even care.
Ну ладно, пока.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Я с тобой потом как-нибудь поговорю. Я пошла приставать к кому-нибудь другому. У меня нет рун.
Another time, then.
Эскиз среднего. Мне нужны легкие. У меня есть куртка ученика. А я могу нацепить? Вот кольчуга. Она средняя, да? Ну, похуже. Ну, вот теперь я выгляжу приличной. Нарчу у меня нет, ну ладно.
Right.
Я ее все заскрин, чтобы она у меня была, чтобы я знала, как она выглядит. Давайте спросим Сэру, что он еще знает про наших спутников. И каких заданий советникам, наверное, дадим. А, еще можно Калина про них спросить. Марика, нельзя?
Need something?
Про Хоук.
I've read your tale of the champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Ну, я уже с тебя
Carry on.
спрашиваю. Будет круто, что мы встретим Хоук. Сэрка, привет.
Hey, it's you again.
Что думаешь о союзниках?
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
Про быка.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
He makes me wonder about things. He's got nothing on you, but that Kuhn stuff. I don't know.
Блэквелл.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
He's too good, right? Like to see him out of that uniform. It's not like that.
Ну, пока.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Круто, ветер дует. Опять красивая песня. Ладно, с ним договорилась в другой раз. Давайте сходим в ставку командования, дадим ему задание. Жози, Жози.
I don't know if a apothecary dog can get you that many drops.
If you're not using them later, Cedric is willing to pay.
What may
Жози.
I do for you?
Новости.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated darkspawn, slain demons, chased down abominations. Just don't ask him about it over dinner. He spares no detail.
А, я есть захочу, да?
Good day to you.
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
А, про союзников.
Any thoughts on the people here?
Who did you mean?
Давай поговорим про магов. Виви.
What do you think of Vivienne?
We've met a few times before.
А, про Виви я тебя спрашивала. Блэквелла и быка осталось.
So long as her interests align with yours, Madame Vivienne will be a most valuable ally.
Давай о вояках. Блэквелл.
What do you think of Sir Blackwall?
Sir Blackwall seems as loyal to the purpose of the Inquisition as he is to the Wardens. His travels must have taken him strange places. I wish he'd speak more about them.
Да, еще про воинов. Бык.
The Iron Bull has had to have made an impression.
He is a loud, unapologetic accident merely waiting for him. I do wish he'd stop daring poor dignitaries to outdrink him.
Да ладно.
Let's speak later.
Лучше подначивал. Выиграл нам бабла. Так, ребят, я здесь немножко по другому поводу. Что тут есть за задание? Давай.
Any word?
Nothing yet. At your service.
Ты идешь сюда. Это для Жози. Преемник.
Let's see what we have.
Ну иди, Лиль. Нет. Нет. Остатки церкви. Ну вот. Вот ты иди.
Alright.
Это что? А, это... Что это? Нет. Но это тогда потом займемся. И я пойду все-таки к магам, не буду помогать храмовнику, я не буду помогать. Я магов решила выбрать. Ладно, всем спасибо за внимание, ставим лайки, подписываемся на канал, оставляем комментарии. Всем пока-пока, увидимся в следующих сериях.